should go to sleep. Maybe I should go to sleep. To see my baby, she was in a nightgown. When I went to see my baby, she was on the ground. There was nothing in her eyes as I sat beside her. There was nothing in her eyes, nothing that could hide her. She was singing in her sleep and she was singing sadly. She was singing in her sleep and she was looking at me. There was something in her voice, something I was sensing. There was something in her voice, something that was missing. Opened up my heart and really recognized her. Really opened up my heart and nothing could disguise her. She had sealed herself inside our body she could sleep in. She had sealed herself inside and nobody could see in. Love is just a little lamb looking for a hunk of ham. Love is just a lonely lamb looking for a hunk of ham. Love is just a little lamb looking for a home.
Hi, everybody. It's me, Randy, singer for the Residents. And over here, we have my good friend Chuck on keyboards. And here is the fabulous Bob on guitar. Okay, now, I'm sure all of our longtime fans out there remember that there were always four of us. Well, I'm sorry to say that Carlos has retired. After almost 40 years in the music business, Carlos decided that the rock and roll lifestyle was just not for him. So, Carlos has gone back to Mexico and he's taking care of his sick mom now. But he's still in our hearts. He's still in our hearts. We love you, Carlos. Good guy. Now it's true. We don't miss those really long drum solos, but still, good guy, Carlos, good guy. Okay, all right, so we wanted to invite all of you people into our little living room here so we can play a few songs for you and tell you a few stories. Now, some of these stories are kind of spooky, so get ready. Here's the first one. It's called The Talking Light.
Uh-oh. Catch it. Uh-oh. 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 Uh-oh.
Once, when I was a lonely teenager. 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 Once, when I was a lonely teenager.
Once when I was a lonely teenager. Once when I was a lonely teenager. Once when I was a lonely
Once when I was a lonely teenager, I was out walking by myself. Large, shaking letters were the following words. If you find my baby inside, please bury him. Startled, I took the note off the door and continued to read.
I cannot stay here no more. Something has my baby in that house and I can't get him back. There's a light. There's a light surrounding my baby, and every time I try to stick my hand in and grab him, it burns me. But it don't seem to be hurting him none. And there's a voice. A voice. A voice is coming out of the light. And it says, find the ring. Find the ring. Ah! I have looked everywhere. I ripped up the floorboards and I tore down the wallpaper, but I can't find no ring anywhere. And now, I am so tired. I am so tired. I don't know what to do except go and look for help, but I might not be able to make it back to my poor baby. Dear God, help us. I think somehow we wound up in hell. And I get the feeling it must be my baby's fault. But I don't know what he's done to deserve this.
Except for a small area around a baby bassinet in the center of the room, the interior of the shack was total chaos. After working my way through the jumble of broken furniture, loose floorboards, and other rubble, I finally reached the side of the oddly spotless and pristine bassinet, covered by filled with apprehension. I removed the cover, revealing the perfectly formed skeleton of a baby, clutching a wedding ring in its right hand. reaching a shallow hole, dry dirt. I was about to dump them, cast my bones into it, when I noticed some words engraved on the ring. Deeply disturbed, but compelled to continue, I brought the ring closer to my eyes. It made out the words, "A mother's love erases rages. A mother's rage erases." But the rest was scratched out. Overwhelmed by feelings of fear, disgust, and confusion, I threw the ring and the baby skeleton into the hole. I quickly covered them with dirt and ran home. No one has ever believed my story. I've tried to convince myself that it must have been a dream induced by the instability of adolescence. I take comfort from that thought.
Once, when I was a lonely teenager. 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 Once, when I was a lonely teenager.
In a lie,
Once, when I was a lonely teenager.
lost in a lie, lost in a light, lost in
home. 6 more miles to the graveyard, and I'll be left here all alone. Six more miles to the graveyard. 6 more miles, long and sad. 6 more miles to the graveyard. Leave the best friend I ever had. Oh, I don't know about you, but I believe in ghosts. It's true. It's true. They've always been there my whole life, way back in the backs of the closets and underneath the bed. There was this guy. There was a guy that I worked with one time on a construction job. His name was Red. And we worked on this 12-story building, and one day, all of a sudden, pew, blah, Red fell off the building. And I found his body all rearranged in a weird kind of a way. And from that time on, whenever I went somewhere really high, like the top of the Empire State Building or top of the Dubai Tower, Red would suddenly appear. And he would talk to me in this really sweet, soothing voice and try to get me to jump. And then there was another time when I was stuck in quicksand in Crossett, Arkansas, and this big, giant, glowing ball came down and landed right on my head. And inside of that big ball, it was just all full of snakes and worms and bugs and the cut off head of a train conductor. It was really weird in there. But worst of all are the mirror people. The mirror people. I'll tell you more about them later. executing those who had abandoned the truth. Then four faces appeared, around the size of a sphere, spinning over a throne made of amber and bone. The ball was covered with eyes, and as it started to rise, God commanded the clerk to take me back to the dirt. See the holy, do some they can heal and they can do some things that no one ever did before. Then the people screamed and shouted as the donut flew and sprouted. Little bitty dust balls made a fire. That eventually descended down the lines and finally ended at the screams and unbelieving cries. For soon the criminals would be walking and the dummies would be talking. But no one knew exactly how or why. The mirror people. The mirror people. I always knew about the mirror people, but it really wasn't a problem until one day not too long ago, I was in my bathroom shaving. And the room was all steamed up and the mirror was all foggy. And then all of a sudden I heard this voice. I heard this voice and it said, "Hi, Randy. Hi, Randy. I want you." I said, "Pardon me." And I looked around, but nobody was there. But I knew who it was. And I walked right up to that mirror and I reached out my hand and I wiped it off. And there he was, staring at me.
Yes, sir. It's true. I have referred to the deceased as Milton, the Milton Man, on occasion. And yes, I also called him Charcoal Face. No, it was not. It was not meant to be disrespectful at all. It happened like this. You see, I hired Milton to be a yard boy and hand him in for me. And not too long after Hazel, my wife, ran away with that whop singer Flavio, who was down there at the bar on Travis Street. Little shit. I don't know why she wanted to. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yes, well, you see, I hadn't been feeling so good after Hazel went away, and I thought maybe it would be nice to have somebody else around, even if it was just Milton. Big mistake, too. Let me tell you, he didn't want to do any work at all. All he wanted to do was just sit around and drink and ask me questions. And he says things like, how long has it been since you've been gone? And did I know where Flavio went? And did I want to get a private investigator and stuff like that? It just wasn't any of his goddamn business. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I won't do it again. I'm sorry.
Nothing says nothing says
you see, the accident. Well, okay, here is what happened. You see, Milton was in the garage. He was refinishing the kitchen table. And, he had to be wearing this respirator and coveralls and all. He was real hot. And so, I was standing outside smoking a cigarette. And somehow there was this can of gasoline that was right next to the lawnmower. And somebody kicked it over. Now, it might have been Milton. It could have been Milton before he went in that garage. But anyway, I finished smoking my cigarette and all, and I threw it down, and it fell right in that gasoline, and kaboom! I mean, the whole garage just turned into a blazing inferno, and I could hear poor Milton in there just screaming like a scared puppy or something. And I ran over and I grabbed the garage door, and it was stuck. I pulled, but it was stuck tighter than a donkey dick in an ant's asshole. I didn't know what to do. I felt so bad. I felt so bad about poor Milton. Well, yes, sir, it is true. I have remarked to people that I have seen Milton several times since he became deceased. I know it sounds strange, but Milton has come back as some kind of a unearthly presence or ghost or something like that. The last time that I saw Milton, well, to tell you the truth, Milton is here in the courtroom right now. He's sitting on that table right over there. He's laughing at me. He laughs at me all the time. I don't know what to do. I can't go to the bathroom without Milton following me in there and laughing at me with his old black, craggy old face. He looks like some kind of cremated corn cob or something.
Nothing says love is. Nothing says love is. Nothing.
He sings. He just sings all the time. These horrible, horrible TV commercials. Stuff like, call Roto Rooter, that's the name, and there goes trouble down the drain. Or, Winston tastes good like a cigarette chew, but the really horrible ones. Nothing says loving like something from the oven. Nothing says loving like something from the oven. It just laughs. It just laughs and laughs. It drives me crazy. It drives me crazy. I don't know what to do. He's already dead. I can't kill him again.
Nothing says loving like something from the oven.
Fred was dead. I read in a letter today. The same for Monica's monkey, she says. Quietly it slipped away. His eyes were black and his beak was brown. Mr. Cuckoo has fallen asleep, and soon his home will be underground. Mr. Cuckoo has fallen asleep. As a hopeless park when I went to my window
First my friend was grieving, then my friend was dead. All his clothes were burned up when the tires were red. After all we've been through, what can be said? clear. Then my friend was dead. All his clothes were burned up and his eyes were red. After all we've been through, what more can be done?
The mirror people. The mirror people. They've got their rules. They've got their rules, the mirror people. If you walk right up to the mirror and you look straight into it, they never talk. They never talk then. They're smart. And if somebody else is there in the room with you, they never talk then either. But they're there. They're there. They want you. They want you. They're trying to become you. The mirror people. My wife, Bonnie, she's one. She's one. That's why I sleep in the garage now. Once when I was a little kid, I went into a barber shop. I don't go into those places anymore. You could probably tell. I hate them. But once, when I was a little kid and I went in this barber shop, I sat down in the big chair and I looked all around and I saw all those mirrors and I got so scared that I just jumped, and it made the barber stab himself in the cheek with his scissors. After that, my mom always cut my hair.
You're stuck with the nastiest job in the house. Make it vanish.
The unseen sister of Jax. The unseen sister protects. The unseen sister expected nothing from life. And so she has
When I was very young, I had a twin sister that no one could see but me. We lived in a farm without any neighbors, so she was my constant companion. For some reason, she'd like to play tricks on my mother. These tricks were often mean, and even though I didn't, I usually got the blame, I was unable to stop myself from helping her. Once we were playing under the kitchen table where my mother was sitting shelling peas. I grabbed her leg and said I wanted to play horsey as my sister placed a loop of clothesline around her ankle. Mother said no, and then she got up from the table, walked 2 steps, and tripped as she reached the end of the rope. As my mother fell, she knocked a boiling pot off the stove. It fell on her head. Even though it was July, she was cooking pasta in the shape of little green Christmas trees because it was my favorite. Mother's face was no more than 6 inches from mine as she screamed, jerked away the pot, and revealed her red bubbling face covered with little green Christmas trees.
Unseen sister objects. The unseen sister protects. The unseen sister objects. The unseen sister protects. Protects.
Mother was dead when I woke up. Several years later, my father said that she had become tangled in the cord of a toaster and electrocuted herself as she stumbled around the room, screaming in pain. I had a goldfish that died one time, too.
The unseen sister objects. The unseen sister protects. The unseen sister expected nothing from life, and so she passed from
The mirror people! The mirror, 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 mirror people! The mirror people! Okay, all right, I know. This mirror people stuff, it sounds kind of weird. You probably think I'm crazy. But okay, all right. I'm gonna show you. Right now. Wait, just a second. Wait. It's a mirror. Mirror on the front. Mirror on the back. Okay, all right. So, I think you people way up there at the tables, I think you're okay. You guys down here on the edge of the stage, well, good luck. But I'm gonna look right in this mirror, just like right up, practically next to my face. And I'm kind of scared. All right, here goes. Get ready. Hi, I'm Randy, good rockin' Randy, singer for the residents. And over here, we have my good buddy, Chuck, on keyboards. And here is the fabulous Bob on guitar. fuck Carlos. Guy was an asshole. Drum solos. Okay, now, so we have a couple of more songs for you. This next one is about a dear, sweet little old lady.
My plants. If I do it, who will take care of my plants? Maybe Martha. Martha! She has a philodendron and a couple of ferns. They look terrible, though. Just like her house. She never dusts her leaves. Berta. Berta! What about Berta? Berta's been married 3 times. How could she possibly take care of orchids? And if I do it, how long will it be before they notice? Weeks, months, and all that time, my poor orchids being eaten by those aphids. I know why. I know why they ignore me. It was a long time ago, but they still hold it against me. He was old, poor thing, and he could barely hop around. Somebody had to do it. Somebody had to. just answer my prayer and tell me if anyone else cares.
Lily, little Lily, Lily, little Lily, Lily, chilling Lily, Lily, with her white face, delicate Lily is stainlessly lonely. Like a face in a flashlight with teeth that might bite. Like dice rolling snake eyes in headlights at night. Like a corpse in the sunshine or eyes in a bite.
There's a spot. There's a spot. There's a spot on my glove. No. Maybe it was make 'em running. Make 'em running, honey. Doilies. Where all the doilies go? Roses will wither and die, along with the lace and the lines. Nothing is nicer than death and matching the bad and the best. He hated me. He hated me. And hate is hot. And hate is white. I'll not even have to stain for him. Not even a stain or a memory looked up to. Lacking all respect for him, I'm blacking out the specks of decent thoughts that linger in me. Leaving only white, calm, peaceful, white swans, silently flying through the snow, looking down at the bleached bones of a noble knight who wanted to save his lady, his lovely lady. She wanted to bring her man milk in the moonlight, but it was too late. It was too late, it was too late. It was too late, it was too late. He said.
words came slow and mournfully from the bleeding lips of a youth who lay on his dying bed at the close of day. Darkness hovered around his head as the shadows of death grew thick like lead. He thought of his home and his family that night as the cowboys gathered to watch him die. Bury me not on the lone prairie where the wild coyotes howl over me in a narrow grave just 6x3. Oh, bury me not on the lone prairie. and his voice stopped there. But we took no heed of his dying prayer. In a narrow grave, just 6 by 3, we buried him there on the lone prairie. Today. So, what did they do? 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 What did they do today?
informant with ghosts. Citizens are advised to keep indoors and put on music. Allegedly, poo works best.
There's something strange in your neighborhood. Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters. There's something weird and it don't look good. Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters. I ain't afraid of no ghost. I ain't afraid of no ghost. If you see things running through your head, who can you call? And a visible man sleeping in your bed. Ow, who you gonna call? I ain't afraid of no ghost. I ain't afraid of no ghost. If you're out of love, up to fun and cold. I ain't afraid of no ghost. I hear it like the girls.